Hey awesome people, memberships are live now on my YouTube channel. Get exclusive content, early access to new videos, live streams and much more. Hit that join button and become a part of Inner Circle. Let's grow, learn and create together.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel AG Motion Designs, and in today's video we are going to learn how to create this Nescafe logo reveal animation inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugins, but with the help of simple and cool tips and tricks inside of Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. And if you want to learn more about motion graphics and other stuff in advance, then don't forget to check out my Udemy courses. All links are available in the description, and you can join my Motion Pro membership as well, which is just for 59 rupees. You'll get access to new videos, motion graphic tutorials, advanced After Effects tutorials, Blender tutorials, Cinema 4D tutorials, etc. And it will be a support for this channel as well. And if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. And without wasting any much more time, let's get started. So here we are in Adobe Illustrator. Now I got this illustration from freepik.com. I'll provide the link of this illustration in the description. You can simply download it from there and open it in Illustrator. Now over here don't need this text, so I'm going to select this extra stuff and I'll delete it. Then I'll hit Ctrl A to select all of this, and then I'm going to hit Ctrl C to copy this. Then go to the new document. I have already created a new document over here, and I'm going to press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, and I'll try to bring this at the center. Then I'm going to click on it. I'll right click and I'll choose Release Clipping Mask, and then we have this background, so hit Ctrl X to cut it out. Create the new layer and press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, and let's bring this downwards. Double click on it and let's for it as PG and hit OK. After that, let's lock this layer, or instead of that, select this and try to bring this over here and try to adjust the scale according to your composition like that. Okay, and then we are going to lock this layer. Now let's select all of this stuff, hit E for transform tool, and by holding shift increase the size of this somewhere up with this one. Okay, like that. Now after that, let's select this hand and hit Ctrl X, create a new layer and press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, and let's hide this. Now we need to increase the size of this hand, so right click and choose ungroup again, then select this, hit E and select this A point and try to bring this somewhere up to this. Then select this point and try to bring this up to this. Okay, I think this much hand is enough for us. Okay, like that. Now we need to divide this hand in separate parts. So let's select this portion first and hit Ctrl X, create a new layer and press Ctrl Shift V, paste in place. And let's call this layers as front fingers. Let's name it properly and let's hide this. Then we have this cup, right click and hit Ctrl X, create a new layer and press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place. And let's double click and let's call it as cup. Okay. Then right click and ungroup, and I don't need this portion, so I'll delete it. Okay. Then after that, we have this hand and this structure, and we are going to form this as and only like that. Then after that, we will hide them, and now we focus on this portion. So let's select this, right click and choose Release Clipping Mask like that. Okay, and we will delete this background or like that. Then select this, right click again, choose Release Clipping Mask like that. If still there is something, simply right click and try to delete it. Okay, now we have this leaves and this extra structures. Now go inside this arrow and let's see. Sorry. Now let's see which one is you know uh, properly grooved. So for example, this stars over here are properly grooved. So let's select this layer one. Click on this click to target go to the this options and choose release to layer sequences and select all the layers and try to bring this on the top and delete this extra layer. Then I want this star should be on a separated layer. So let's hide this one by one and try to focus on each and layer one by one. So first this thing, let's select this, go inside this group, select this portion and again follow the same procedure and try to bring them at the top. And let's delete this extra layers. Then enable this layers. Now these are the coffee beans. I'm going to click on it, go inside this, select this coffee beans and release to layer sequence. Try to bring this at the top and let's delete this. Then we have this leaf which is already on separated layer. Then we have this beans. And now what I want is that those beans, I'll hit Control X. I'll create this, I click on this leaf. I'll press Control Shift V because I want this one should be on the same layer. Okay. Then I'll delete this extra layer. Then release this portions over here. Go inside this. Go inside this group path. And over here, one thing we need to do is that I want this one, right click and choose ungroup, and this one should be parent with this one. So what I'm going to do, let's click on this click target, go over here, release to layers sequence, again select all of this by holding shift and try to bring this at the top, and let's delete this extra there. Now I'm going to select this and this and I hit Control G, so they will automatically come into one layer. Similarly, I'm going to select this and this and hit Control G, so they will come at the same layer. Okay, like that. And then you need to delete all the extra layers which has nothing on their layer. So let's delete them. Okay, like that. Then after that, the remaining one is this one. For this one as well, we need to follow the same procedure. Go inside this, click to target, release to layer sequence, select all of them and try to bring them at the top and let's delete that. Okay, like that. And last one, we have the small, almost transparent leaves. So go to the group, go to the this options, go to the release layers to sequence by holding shift, create, bring them at the top and let's delete this. So now for this one, our each and every layer that we needed are properly on separated layer. But if you see over here, there is one problem. Let's hide all of this and try to focus on this file. In this hand over here, we see when this comes at the top, our hand looks weird. So to solve that, what we can do, I need to select this hand and this hand over here, this much portion over here. Let's select this and right click and choose ungroup. And I'll select this and let's delete this portion and select this hand and I'll hit Control X to cut it out. Create a new layer and press Control Shift V and let's call it as hand. Okay, and let's enable all of these layers and we will select this layer over here, which is this one, and we will try to bring them at the top. So now our hand is gonna look like that. Okay, so this is the first illustration that we have needed, which is almost ready. Okay, so along with that, I have this another illustration of this coffee bean as well. Okay, I have provided the link of this illustration as well in the description. You can download it from there. Let's select this coffee bean, hit Ctrl C, go to the untitled one, and let's go and create one thing and one clear layer on the top and hit Ctrl V over there. Hit E for transform tool and by holding shift try to bring this at the center and hit Ctrl 0 and let's save this file. Okay, now after that we'll go to the Photoshop and I have this Nescafe logo over here. If you want to choose another coffee brand, that is also fine. Okay, I'm going to select my rectangle tool and I'll select this portion. I'll hit Ctrl X, create a new layer and press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place and let's hide this. And same thing we are going to follow for this portion as well. Hit Ctrl X, new layer, press Ctrl Shift V and hide this. Same thing we will do for this E. Select this layer, Ctrl X, new layer, Control Shift V to paste in place, and let's hide this. Then we will select this F, hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and hide this. Then we will select this A, hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and let's hide this. We will select this C, hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and let's hide this. We will select this S, hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and hide this. Then we will select this E, hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and let's hide this. Then we are going to select this N. Now over here in this N, there is some weird stuff. So select this much portion only, like that. Hit Control X, new layer and press Control Shift V. And we have this N and this line on separated layer. So all of this stuff is now on different layer and we'll save this file. Now our entire portion to animate is ready as well as our logo is ready. So let's go to the Adobe After Effects and let's create a new composition and we are going to call it as main animation. Width is 1920, height is 180, frame rate is 30, duration is 30 and background color I am going to choose white color and simply hit OK and hit OK. Then go to choose grid and guide option and simply hit on title selection. Then I'm going to press Ctrl I and I'm going to select my logo layer. Import as I am going to choose composition, return layers and sizes and simply hit import. Then double click to open this. Then we have this bean over here. I'll hit Ctrl X to cut it out. I'll go to the main animation and I'll hit Ctrl V. Then I'm going to press S to for scaling option and I'll try to scale this down and hit W and try to rotate it and try to bring this over here. Then hit Ctrl D over here and let's try to bring this over here. I'll press W and I'll try to rotate it like that. Okay, and let's move this over here. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'll try to bring them closer like that over here. Then after that, I'll right click new and I'll create one null object. Then I'm going to select all both of these layers and let's make it apparent with this null. Then select both of these layers and press P for position to create one keyframe. Then go somewhere around 20 frame to create another keyframe and go to the start and let's select this layer and try to move this over here. Then select this layer and try to move this over here. Then select those keyframes and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, right click and make sure that you are in edit 3D graph. Select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here. So you will get something like that. Then somewhere around at this point, I'm going to select this null object. I'll press R for rotation to create one keyframe. I'll go somewhere around 10 frame forwards and I'm going to make it 180-degree rotation. Again, select those keyframe and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move one handle at this point and one handle at this point. So if we check it out this now, you will get this kind of stuff. Now let's select those keyframe and I'm going to bring this somewhere around up to 10 frames. So what I'm going to get something like that. So by holding Alt, try to reduce the size of this layer, keyframe. Then at this point, somewhere over here, let's select both of this keyframe and create one keyframe at position. Go somewhere around at this point. Let's select this by holding shift, move this handle over here. Select this by holding shift, move this handle over here. Then go few frame forward. Select this keyframe, hit Control C, hit Control C, Control V and Control C, Control V. Then go few frame forward and now it should be gone out of this composition and this one should be gone out of this composition. Okay, so we will get something like that. Now let's select those keyframes and hit F9 and go to the graph editor. Now I want it should go back a little bit faster. So select this and shift hold, move this handle at this point and this handle at this point. Then select this and by holding shift, move this handle at this point and move this handle at this point. Okay, like that. Then select this and by holding shift, move this over here and move this over here like that. Okay, So if you check it out this animation now, first we will get this and then we will get this. Then select this portion. Let's move this handle over here and move this handle over here like that. Okay, so it will be faster like that. Okay, now along with that there should be some rotation as well. So press R for rotation to create one keyframe. Hit U, go at this point to create another keyframe and go at the start and try to rotate it like that and try to rotate it like that. Okay, then select those rotation iframes and hit F9. Go to the graph, select this, shift hold and move this handle over here like that. Okay, then somewhere around at this point create one keyframe at rotation. Go over here and let's select this, hit W and try to rotate like that. Select this and try to rotate it like that. Select those rotation keyframes by holding shift and hit F9. Okay, like that. So if you check it out this, we'll get something like that. Then we will try to bring our untitled one layer, which is this one, and try to bring this over here. And with the help of open square bracket, bring this at this point. Then go inside this, select all of these layers and click on this icon. And now let's go and choose ellipse, and I don't want any fill. So let's delete this fill, and by holding shift I'll create one ellipse and select this ellipse and go to the fill option, and we are going to pick up this color and hit OK. Okay, and then we will delete this background layer, we don't need that. Then select this ellipse and click on this icon so we can focus on this one only. Select this and press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and align it vertically. Press S for skewing option. Initially it should be 0. Create one keyframe. Then somewhere around at 1 second I'm going to increase the size of this. Then select those keyframe and hit F9. Then go to the graph editor. Select this graph by holding shift. Move this handle over here. Move this handle over here. So you will get this spark as over here. So if we check it out this at this point, first we got this animation and then we got this animation. Then go inside this and let's disable this layer and try to bring this at the bottom because this is going to be our background layer. Okay, so let's select the shape layer and try to bring this properly at the bottom. Hit enter and let's call it as BG. Okay, and let's lock this layer. Now let's select this head, front fingers, cup and hand and press Ctrl Shift C and we are going to call it as hand and hit OK. Click on this icon and let's lock this layer. And now what I'm gonna do, I'll select these sparkles which are this white color dots. Okay, select all of them like this. Not this and this. Press Ctrl Shift C and I'm going to call it as white. Sorry, white sparkles and hit OK. And click on this icon and let's hide this and lock this layer. Then we have this coffee beans over here. This press Ctrl Shift C and let's call it as coffee beans. And let's lock this layer and hide. Then we have this transparent images of this leaf. So press Ctrl Shift C and let's call it as leaves transparent. And let's lock this layers as well. Then we have this portion and press Ctrl Shift C and we are going to call it as leaf only. Then lock this layer as well. Now we will try to animate each and every one by one. So let's go focus on this one. So first thing first, let's go inside this, select all of them, press not all of them, but this one only and press Y and try to bring this anchor point at the bottom. Same for this one, try to bring this anchor point at the tip of this leaf over here, like that. Then select any one of them and press R for rotation and hit W. So for rotation tool, and let's rotate it like that and create one keyframe. Go few frame forward, try to rotate it like this. Again rotate it over here. Again rotate it like that. Again. And that after some time, simply copy first keyframe. So hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Select those rotation keyframes and hit F9. Then Alt click on this stopwatch and let's apply lookout expression on it. And let's copy that expression. So hit Ctrl C. Or instead of that, copy those keyframes. Don't copy the expression. Select this keyframe and hit Ctrl C. Select all of these layers and hit Ctrl V to paste it. So we will get the leaf animation for all of them. Then I'm going to select all of this and I'll press S for steering option to create one keyframe. Go to 20 or 1 second to create another keyframe. Go to the start and let's make the scale 0. Select those keyframe and let's hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this and by holding shift move this, select this and move this over here. Okay, take a gap of 10 frames and try to adjust them one by one. Okay, like that. Now after that, hit R for rotation, copy the rotation keyframe, then go inside the leaf. Let's enable this leaf and now press Ctrl K to open the project settings and choose white color over here. Select this and press Y and try to bring this anchor point at the bottom, and let's hide this one by one like that. Hide this, hide this. Basically we are adjusting anchor points and then we will try to hide this layer, so it would be easy for us to select that another layer. Okay, so by doing this procedure there is not going to be the confusion. Otherwise during this process there are chances that you'll try to touch another layer as well. Okay, so now each and anchor point is adjusted properly. So first of all, go to the leaf transparent, copy this rotation keyframe and hit Ctrl C to copy. Select all the layers and hit Ctrl V to paste it. Then press S, select the scaling not expression but keyframes. Hit Ctrl C, go to the leaf, select all the layers and hit Ctrl V to paste it and hit U. So if we check it out this now, we will get something like that. Now let's go and take a gap of 10 frames, hold Alt, close square bracket, right click, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, hit OK. And let's increase the duration. So now we will get this one by one like that. But if you see over here, it looks a little bit slow. So let's take a gap of 5 frames only. Select all of them with the help of open square bracket. Try to bring them at the start. Go to the 5 frames, Alt, close square bracket, right click, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, hit OK. Like that. So it will be a little bit faster. So this leaf is also done. Then we have this coffee beans. For this one over here, let's go inside this coffee bean. Select all of this and hit Ctrl V to apply those scaling animations that we have copied here. And same procedure, take a gap of few frames, hold Alt, right click, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, click OK, and then increase the duration like that. Then go to the effect and presets panel and search for wiggle position effect and double click to apply. Then you'll go to this and hide this. Then go to the white sparkles, which are this one. I'm going to select all of them and I don't want to apply scaling keyframes, but because we have applied in all of them, so let's apply on this them as well. Hit Control V. Apply the wiggle position expression, take a gap of 5 frames, Alt close square bracket, right click, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, hit OK, and let's increase the duration. Okay, like that. So if you enable all of these layers now, we are gonna get this kind of stuff. Now the only thing remaining is hand, and we are going to animate this hand over here as we can right click new and create one null object. Press Ctrl Alt Home to bring this anchor point at the center. Press S for scale option and try to increase the size. Then select all of these gears and make it apparent with this null object. Okay. Then select this hand and this front fingers first. Press Y for pen behind tool and try to bring this anchor point at this corner. So after that, if you hit W, we can move this hand like that. So let's go to the start. Press R for rotation to create one keyframe. Let's rotate it somewhere around like that. Over here, like this. Create one keyframe. Go few frame forward and try to bring this a little bit downward. Go few frame forward. Hit Control C, Control V first keyframe. Select those keyframe. Hit F9. Alt click on the stopwatch and let's apply loop out expression on it. Like that. Okay. So if you check it out this, we will get this white animation. Then select this null object, press S and try to adjust the scale and try to bring this over here like that. Then select this null object and press P for position to create one keyframe. Go few frame forward where around 1.10 frame to create another keyframe. Go to the start and try to bring this downwards. Then select those keyframe and hit F9. Go to the graph, select this and by holding shift move this handle over here like that. Okay. Then somewhere around at this point, let's select this cup and let's remove this parenting and go somewhere around 1 or 20 frames and move this over here. Press P for position to create one keyframe. Let's try to bring this and keyframe up to 1 second. So if you see, we will get this. And now this cup should fall from the top. So let's go at the start and press Y for pen behind tool and try to bring this anchor point at the bottom. Let's select this and create one keyframe at position. Go few frame forward to create one keyframe. Again go few frame forward to create another keyframe. Then in somewhere around the middle, try to bring this a little bit up. Then go at the start and press V and try to bring this at the top. Then select those position keyframe and hit F5. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here like that. Zoom in and move this handle over here. Then select this by holding shift, adjust this anchor points like that. So it will create a illusion like it's bouncing like this. So if you check it out this now, first we got this. Then let's move this a little bit over here and also try to bring those keyframe a little bit closer. So it will be upon a little bit faster like that. Now along with that, press R for rotation and let's rotate it on 10 degree to create one keyframe. Hit U, go over here and let's make this -10. Go few frame forward and let's make this 5. And at this point, let's make this -5 and go few frame forward. Let's make this 0. Then bring this keyframe a little bit over here. So if you check it out this, we are getting something like that. Then select those keyframe and hit F9 and try to bring this a little bit over here. Let's check it out whether this looks good or not. Yeah. Okay. Then after this, when this is falling, there should be some animation that should look like it's sparkling from this. So for that, first of all, hit Control K and let's change the color of this to somewhere around white color and hit OK like that. Then after that, I'm going to select my ellipse tool and go to the fill option and we are going to pick up this color and hit OK. And by holding shift, create one ellipse, select this and press Ctrl Alt O, press V and try to bring this over here and let's make this fit. Let's select this and press P for position. With the help of open square bracket, move this over here. Select this position, right click and choose separate dimension. Create one keyframe at X and one keyframe at Y. Go few frames forward, select this and try to bring this over here and try to bring this position downward, and let's bring this over here. And in middle of that, try to bring the Y position somewhere up to this. Select those Y position and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and this handle over here. This handle over here, select this and move this handle over here. Like, okay. So if you check it out this, we are getting something like that. But this looks very slow. So let's select those keyframes and by holding Alt, let's try to bring this up to this. So it will be a little bit faster. Now press S to create one keyframe, hit U and let's go and change the scaling to 0. Okay, like that. Okay. Then after that, select this and hit Ctrl D, hit U and let's change the X position over here and this position over here like that. Okay, and try to bring this a little bit over here. Okay, then select those both layers and hit Ctrl D and try to bring this at the over here. Hit U and try to bring this somewhere around over here and try to bring this downwards. Also select this and try to bring this over here and try to bring this downwards. Okay, so if you see, we are getting something like that. Okay, it looks like a split. Then I'm going to right click new and create one null object. I'll bring this at the top. I'll select all the 4 layers and I'll hit Ctrl D. I'll try to bring them at the top and I'll make it apparent with this null. Then select this null, press S, unlink this and let's make this -100. Okay, like that. So it will be a flip. Then select this and select this as well and try to make it apparent with this null. Select this null and all we need to do this things, press P and try to make it at the center. And let's delete this null object tab. Okay, so we'll get something like that. Now after that I'm going to press G and from here click here. I'm going to create one path like structure like that and move this over here and let's remove this fill. I don't need this and go to the stroke and with the help of this picker I'll pick up this color and try to adjust this lines somewhere around like that and this somewhere around like this. Okay, then select this and go inside this add trim path. Go to the trim path and let's make this end value 0 to create one keyframe and start value create another keyframe. Go few frame forward and make this 100. Select the start keyframe and try to bring them a little bit over here. So we'll get something like this structure. Okay. Try to bring this as the over here. Okay. And let's try to adjust it like that. And try to adjust it like that. Then select this, hit Ctrl D again and hit U and try to adjust it over here and try to bring this over here like that. Okay. Then again same procedure. I'll right click and I'll create one null object. I'll select these 2 layers, hit Ctrl D, bring them at the top and make it apparent with this null. Select this null, press S, unlink this and let's make this -100 like that. And press P for position and try to bring this properly at the center like that. Then see we have this stroke Select the strokes and try to increase the stroke width a little bit. Also, in search options, search for cap and let's choose round cap for this one as well and for this one. Then again in search options, search for taper and go inside the taper options and let's increase the start length like that. Also over here, go to the taper and increase the start length like this. Okay, so you get something like that over here. Okay, like this. Now let's delete this null object and I'm going to select this portions and it should come when this is falling like that, and press V and try to bring this somewhere around at this point. Okay, like that. Then go over here and now if you see, we have all of this one by one. Now right click new and create one null object again. Instead of hand, I'm going to select all of this and I'll make it apparent with this nulls. Select this and press S for scaling option and let's increase the scale and try to adjust this properly behind the hand like that. Okay, like that. Okay, select this null object and press P for position to create one keyframe. Go few frame forward and try to bring this downwards like that. Okay, and then at this point I'll select this hand and I'll make it apparent with this null object as well. Then select those null object and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this hand over here like that. Okay, so if you check it out this, we will get this and then we will get this. Now at this point I'll hit Ctrl I and I'm going to bring my Photoshop here. Go to the footage, composition, return layer sizes and change the rating port and hit OK. Then go inside this, select all of this and hit Ctrl C. Go over here and hit Ctrl V. Then right click, new and create one null object. Select all of the layers and make it apparent with this null. Select this null, press S and let's decrease the scale. Press P for position and try to adjust this position properly at the center like that. And let's delete this null object. Then select all of these layers and try to bring this over here. Then somewhere around at this point over here, go over here and press P. Select all of these positions by holding shift. Right click into separate dimension. Create one keyframe at X and one keyframe at Y. Go few frame forward to create another keyframe at X and Y. Again go few frame forward, create one keyframe. Try to bring them closer. Then in between this middle, simply select all of those layers by holding shift and try to bring this over here. Okay, like that. Go over here and let's do one thing. We will select this little portion which is simple like I don't want any keyframes over there, so I'll delete this and I'll lock this layer. I want keyframes only for them. Then somewhere around at the start or somewhere around over here, I'm going to select all of this and I'll change the Y position somewhere around over here like that. Then somewhere around at this point, go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. And let's change this X position somewhere around over here. Now in search options, search for Y only, so it will show us Y position keyframe. Select those keyframe and let's hit F9. Go to the graph editor, zoom in. Select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. Select this and move this handle over here. Select this and move this handle over here. Then zoom in over here, select this portions, shift, move this handle at this point, this handle at this point, select this, move this handle at this point, select this and move this handle at this point. Okay, like that. Now let's go to the start. I'll press R for rotation to create one keyframe, hit U, go over here and let's make this one rotation. like that. Okay. And now all of this should be one by one. So let's select this layer, or let's select this end first. Hit page down button one time. Let's move this over here. And one by one, I'm going to try to adjust it like that over here. So we will get something like that. Okay. Like this. Then when this is happening, I'll select this line, which is over here. Um, with the help of open square bracket, I'll move this over here. Press Y for pen line tool and try to adjust it over here. Then press S, unlink this, create one keyframe, go few frame forward, create another keyframe, and at the start, let's make this value 0. Then select those keyframe, hit F9, go to the graph, select this graph, hold shift, and move this handle over here. Okay, and let's make this fit. So, so as you guys can see, we will get something like that. And all of this, select them and enable the motion blur and try to bring them behind all of this. Okay, so after this, we will get this. Now, if I see this animation from the start, first I'll get this, and then this, and then this. Then select all of them, enable the motion blur, go inside this. Select all of this, for example, these hands as well, enable their motion blurs in each and every composition. I'm going to enable the motion blur. Like that. Now, all of this hand over here are being parent with this null object. So press P for this position keyframes and right click new and create one another null object. I'm going to select this null object and I'll make it a parent with this another one. Select this null, press enter, and let's call it as wiggle. And press P for position. Right click on the stopwatch and let's apply wiggle expression on them, and let's find 3,3 like that. So what will happen along with this animation, there is going to be a little bit shaky look towards our animation over here like that. So as you guys can see, this is how we can create this kind of logo review animation in Adobe After Effects. Now let's go to the start, press S, and initially scale should be 120 to create one keyframe, and at the end I'm going to make the scale 100. Okay, like that. So it will be a little bit faster like that. Now after this, if you want to give this animation a 2D look, simply let's make this full. Right click, new, and create one adjustment layer. Go to the effect and presets panel and search for a posterized time effect and double click to apply, and you can make this 15. So what will happen, the look of this animation is going to be something like 2D animation. Then I can give some grainy texture for its simple noise. So I'm going to choose noise and choose value 25. Okay, so we'll get something like that. So it will give sort of retro vibe to the animation. Also, over this point, I'll press Ctrl Y and I'll try to pick up this coffee color, but I'll choose a little bit less version of this and I'll try to bring this downwards like that. Okay, so what will happen that we'll get this green structure over here like that. Okay, now after that, what you can do, you can select all of these layers except this adjustment layer and press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose, and I'm going to call it as animation over here like that, and hit OK and hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. Go to the effect and presets panel and search for find edge effect and double click to apply. And if you invert this, you'll get something like that. So let's invert this and press F4, and let's try to apply a screen over here, and let's love this. And if you invert it, you'll get something like that. So by hiding screen, you'll get, if you add multiply and if you choose overlays, you will get different results. I'll add screen over here, and if you add screen, as you guys can see, you'll get different version of this animation as well. Okay, like that. So it's totally up to you what kind of version you want. Okay, if you are with this, you can go with this as well. With the help of arrow keys, if you move it a little bit like that, you'll get this kind of structure over here, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this look. If you want, you can play around with different stuff as well, like that. Okay, so this is how you can create this kind of logo reveal and